another episode of From Brooklyn to Beijing. I'm your host, the Mandarin, Ming. Today's topic, China shares fall more than 8% on growth concerns. Yes, today was yet another mini stock market crash in China. Shanghai was deep in green territory, green indicating losses in China, in the Chinese stock market. Shares in mainland China have recorded their biggest one-day fall for more than 8 years, following a sell-off towards the end of the trading day. A lot of people are crying, a lot of people are hurting today. I'm going to give you a few facts about the Chinese stock market that you probably don't know about. Facts that are quite interesting. First of all, China has two stock markets. A lot of people don't know that. They have the Shanghai Stock Exchange, which primarily deals with blue chip and commodity stocks. And then they have the Shenzhen Stock Exchange, which primarily deals with tech stocks. Both were seriously down today. Hong Kong also has an independent stock exchange called the Hang Seng, but the Hang Seng wasn't really affected. The primary stock markets that were affected seriously today were the Shanghai Stock Exchange and the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. Number two, China's stock market has lost about $3 trillion in less than 90 days. If you don't believe me, you can check the facts yourself. They've lost more money in 3 months than they spend on their military budget, times about 20. Okay? And China has the second largest military spending budget next to the United States. The followed data on Friday indicates that the factory activity in July saw its worst performance in 15 months. All right, now I deal with import and export. That's what my business primarily deals with. I deal with importing precious stones from different countries and exporting electronics. A lot of companies are going bankrupt in China because they've taken the money that they use for their operation of their company to speculate and invest in stocks. That's something that a lot of people also don't know about. Number three, the middle class doesn't have other domestic investment options in China. The majority of middle class people that have a little bit of money that want to invest in something, they primarily invest in real estate or they invest in stocks. That's all they really have to, invest in this country, real estate and stocks. And as you've heard in the news, the real estate market is in a bubble now. So a lot of people are being basically herded or convinced to invest their money with confidence into the stock market, and they have, and they've regretted it seriously. Number four, 80% of China's investors have absolutely no knowledge or experience about investing in stocks. Many of these people don't even have a high school education. Gambling is part of China's culture, and most of these inexperienced investors approach the stock market in the same manner. For them, it's more like luck than knowledge and logic in picking and investing in stocks. Sad but true. Investors were promised that they would be able to invest in a free market like the West. Due to the mounting number of mini crashes that have been taking place, Big Brother had to step in and they had to order trading to stop. With regards to 50% of companies on their stock markets. In other words, 50% of their stock market companies were ordered to halt trading. Yes. Also, a large majority of IPOs, if you don't know what an IPO is, it's an initial public offering. It's a company that's about to go public on the stock market. They were ordered to stop. They were not able to go public. Also, Big Brother had to inject about $80 billion recently into the stock market in the last probably month and a half to keep this market afloat. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about is something called margin trading. All right, margin trading is very, very popular in China. Margin trading is when people borrow money from banks and other lenders to invest in stocks. Now, this is seriously dangerous. Why? Because they borrow money and they need to put up collateral. Most people that put up collateral end up putting up their apartment, or what they call a house here. All right, because that's the largest form of collateral that most people have. And they're able to borrow 5 times the amount of money to invest in stocks. So most of these people in the last 90 days have lost money. So in other words, a lot of these people have literally lost their houses. Another thing that a lot of people don't know, the stock market is rigidly controlled and artificially inflated and really doesn't affect the overall Chinese economy. Why? Because only about 14% of people can afford to invest in the stock market, right? So the fundamentals of the stock market really doesn't affect the other 85% of the people in China. It only really affects about 14% of the people because they're the only ones that can afford to invest in it. Another thing that you need to understand is the majority of China's income doesn't come from the stock market. The majority of China's income, or GDP, comes from real estate and, of course, the manufacturing of cheap goods that are sold overseas. And the last thing that a lot of people don't know is foreigners own less than about half, or foreigners own less than 1%, or less than 1% of Chinese mainland stocks. So it really doesn't affect America like it's affecting the mainland Chinese citizens that have invested in the stock market. Now, will this continue to get worse? I believe so. As it looks now, the Chinese economy is struggling because manufacturing is way off. Housing, real estate, speculation is also way off. What do I see for 2016? I see a lot of people tightening their belts. I see a lot of foreigners not coming to China if they don't have the right skills to come or if they don't have the right frame of mind. What I suggest, those that want to come to China and maybe open a business, I suggest import-export and consulting because that's what I do. And overall, it's a good business if you are able to pick the right product or products to import and export. And you need to find the right clients or customers that need the products that you have. So I'm going to stop here. I hope you were informed about China's mini stock crashes that have been taking place. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please post them and I'll get back to you. I'm Kong Ming the Mandarin, and this is from Brooklyn to Beijing. See you next time. I'm out.